Because something very interesting happened to Payton. You know, what are you, 23, 24?
I'm 23.
23 years old. Finally, you know, in a relationship with her boyfriend, Kadeem. They lived together. Big step. They moved in together a few months ago. But then Payton, I think, wanted to take it a whole new level yesterday.
Yeah, I asked him. Well, I told him we needed to get married as soon as possible.
Whoa.
Right?
Like
Why
ASAP. ASAP. Because, you know, everything going on in the world right now, I haven't really done too much research on this Russia and Ukraine thing, but from what I'm reading, World War III might break out, and if the U.S. gets involved, then there might be a draft lottery, and I need my boyfriend to be here with me, and then we can have some kids, so then his likeliness to go and get drafted is not as high.
Is that based on any facts at all?
No facts at all. It's just what I have going on in my head,
Gotcha.
and that tends to be the truth in my mind.
What's his reaction when you say that?
Laughed at me and told me no. He was like, have you lost your mind? He's like, we've only been living together for like less than 6 months. Like, you need to chill out.
He's so straight up with you.
The people on Love is Blind knew each other for like a week before they got engaged.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
They never saw each other's faces either.
they never even saw each other.
I mean, and he loves me. He says he loves me. So I don't know why.
Prove it, boy.
Getting married. I don't know why getting married is like out of the picture right now.
I like how he's not like, well, we'll talk about this tomorrow. He's straight up like, no.
Oh, yeah.
You crazy.
He is definitely the realest person that I know. And I sometimes tend to live in this like fantasy land. And he's always the person. He's always the person to come back and check me. And I'm like, you know, this thing is working for us. This
But even your sales
going
pitch,
good.
is like, hey, babe, World War III might happen. Let's just get married. You know, like, what happened so we could be together? No.
I think he would probably rather go and do that than get married to me right now.
He's so
Like, come on.
funny.
It could be like, the world is ending. Let's just get married. Nah. Yeah.
She's going to come home today. He's going to be like, I signed up for the draft. Well, there is one. There is now.
Signed up.
Just to get away from me, I'm sure.
So then, speaking of Ukraine, you said you were talking about Sean Penn.
Yeah. I saw that he's like out. He just landed in Ukraine to do a documentary. I don't know who Sean Penn is, but I think that's pretty badass. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool.
So he's like you don't know. What?
Sean Penn is what he snitched on Chapo, man.
Yeah, with Kate del
Oh, yeah.
Castillo. Remember,
Did he
he was
really?
trying to do a documentary, and she was like the only Latin celebrity that was like allowed to interview him, and then he snitched on him.
And he got Chapo arrested.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's messed up, man.
He's
I
also
didn't
an
know.
Academy Award
I
winner.
didn't know that.
He's also like
He's
a
an
horrible
actor.
drug dealer, so.
Not El
Chapo.
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 But
So,
Sean-
so it's like, I mean.
Sean Penn is an actor.
Okay.
He's an actor, and as he's gotten older, he's got very much into what's the activism, and he got all that stuff, and he's made a couple documentaries on stuff, and he was making one on El Chapo,
That's
and
wrong,
he had a
man.
connection, and he threw his connection under the bus.
Snitches
Well, like
get
they like
stitches. That's
dated,
not
and he
cool.
almost like made her fall in love with him. Kate del Castillo, remember? Yeah, and then he just like did that to her.
Ooh, that's wrong. That's wrong.
So then the other thing is, and this is so weird that you brought this up to me, because I was channel surfing, or I don't know where I saw it, but it was like Law and Order, right? It was coming back, and I've never seen an episode of Law and Order, and it was like Law and Order's coming back, and they show, all the actors, and I see this one actor, and I'm like, is he always on Law and Order? And then I'm like, I didn't know Law and Order went away, but okay, whatever. It's been around. I know it's been around forever. And then Payton brought it up this morning. That's like her favorite show. But you're bummed about this thing. And the thing that's on it that she's bummed about is the actor that I saw. I was like, I don't remember this guy being in Law and Order, but I don't know enough about Law and Order. So I thought maybe he is on Law and Order. But what's your problem with Law and Order?
Yeah, so I mean, I graduated with a degree in criminal justice. Law and Order SVU is literally the reason I went and pursued a degree in criminal justice. So like any changes on Law and Order SVU, I'm like, oh no. And I saw that they have a new actor and character on the show, and it's Anthony Anderson. And I cannot stand Anthony Anderson. I protest every single thing that he's in.
He's so funny.
No, he's not. I think
You
he's a
protest
pervert.
what he's in?
Yeah, I don't like him. And I really like Grownish, and I really like Blackish, and I like skip forward past the parts that he's in because I literally like looking at his face just makes me mad.
What? Why though? What is
What's
it
his
about?
deal?
him?
What do we not know about it?
I mean, I was talking to Grant about it yesterday that he just, is like a perv. Like,
He is a perp? Like, what, have you been to a party with him or something?
No, I've never been, but I've read a lot up on him.
Oh, really?
And like he just has a lot of accusations, and like I'm totally like, you miss me with that. I don't like that.
Oh, really?
So like I'm very anti Anthony Anderson.
Well, how do you know the accusations
sure he's-
are? I mean, because he keeps getting jobs. Normally, when you get all these accusations, they don't.
I
get
feel
canceled.
like, well,
Right.
yeah, but I feel like, I mean, of course, I don't really know. Nobody will really ever know the truth of that. But I feel like there's enough people that have come forward with evidence against him that, I feel like it's probably a little bit unlikely for something like that not to have happened.
But I'm just surprised because normally when that kind of stuff happens, there's enough, and then that person, like Suzette says, gets canceled. This guy keeps getting jobs over and over again.
I don't know, and it makes me mad. That's why I'm like, Anthony Anderson should be canceled. But that's
Payton
just
has
me.
already canceled him. So
have.
I guess it has happened.
Yeah, because he's got Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's the opposite
Don't
of
get me
canceled.
started, man.
He was really funny when he was on our show, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was a super nice guy. But what do I know? If you're
Exactly,
going to cancel him,
Rich.
Peyton, if you're going to cancel him.
Also, if it's like your favorite show and they add a character and it's an actor you don't like, I
Yeah.
can see how that would ruin it
Oh, for
too.
sure.
I mean, I definitely see your point of view.
But that show was gone, right? Did it go off there and it's
Yeah,
coming back?
it-
Who
yeah, I
knew?
came back.
Was that I feel like that would have been a bigger deal. Like,
I know. I
It was a big deal in my life.
That would-
okay.
would got-
I feel like it is one of those shows that's always been around. It always like wins awards,
sure.
and I would think it would be like, oh my gosh, it's over.
So were the other Law and Orders still on and just not SVU? Is that how that works?
I don't know. I haven't really been too much tapped in the other Law and Orders, but I do know that SVU has been the most longest running one.
Special Victims Unit.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I've never seen one episode ever.
Oh, you got to get on it. We can watch all of the episodes of all of the seasons. There's like 25.
So today, when the show's over, we're gonna go on Instagram Live with one of the cast members of Encanto, right? Dolores, who played the girl the woman who plays Dolores. So I was talking to my sister yesterday, and I have not watched. If you don't know this about me, I'm Mexican, half Mexican. Pretty much grew up in Mexico. Very emotional about the Mexican culture. My mother passed away not that long ago, so I didn't watch Coco because I thought it would remind me of my mom
Yeah.
and my grandmother. So I've stayed away from it, and I've had so many people go, "You gotta watch," especially you say, "I gotta watch it."
It's so good.
So I was talking to my sister yesterday, and I said, "Hey, have you seen Encanto?" And she's like, "Yes, we and the kids, we love it. It's great. You gotta watch it." And she goes, "It reminds me of Mom," is what she says. So I'm like, "What reminds you more of Mom, Coco or Encanto?" And she goes, "Encanto." I'm like, "Really?" And I go, "Everyone tells me Coco." She goes, "Coco's about death and it's sad." And she goes, "Encanto's not."
Good point.
Right? So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I started to watch Encanto yesterday. And
That's big.
I'm a little bit through. It's very interesting because I haven't sat through a Disney movie
You
in a long
need to
time.
like watch it start to finish.
yeah,
Oh,
you
well.
really do.
Like you don't get the emotion, you don't get the full vibe of the movie unless you really commit to
Well,
it.
Mirabelle's mom, not the grandma, not abuela, the mom. That woman looks exactly like my mother.
Oh, that's what reminded her of
Well,
your
so
mom.
far, that's where I'm at. But when I was a little kid, we always had these family game nights. You play Monopoly, you play
Oh,
Uno, and you
fun.
play all these games, right? And then my parents got in this huge fight one time. Huge. I think my mom thought my dad was cheating on her or something. It was brutal. Anyway, so that's why it's hard for me right now. So we don't talk about Uno at my house. We don't talk about Uno.
Gotcha.
You went there.
I went there.
You did.
I was like, how come there's
All
been a
the
parody
way.
song on Uno? We don't talk about.
We were waiting all this
Man.
time for a parody song on Uno.
Uh-huh.
Thank
It's
God
here.
you finally got it.
It's here.
Finally.
You walked us all the way down Broadway.
All the way.
You have